put it on notice. So there is something we all must note. We know that Taiwan wants to rise and become a speaker. But again, beyond the speakership, there is only one single office, the office of the president. But we don't have the nerves, we don't have the muscles, we don't have the skeleton strong enough to prepare us there at this moment. Between now and then, there is a very big war that must happen. A very big war that must happen. But none of you should attack the president in any way. He's the commander-in-chief and is well founded. But when he chooses to retire, to exit, that is where the real battle should begin. Now there is an automated advantage that is heading towards Mhosken and Rugaba. So think, how do we deter this? How do we come to this? How do we get involved? How do we manipulate? How do we alter? How do we manage? And how do we disband? So we should all have these points in a way. So go and brainstorm on that. Then come back. So the subject where you feature best is going to be your special operations. And it's going to be specially funded. So that is what we are going to be doing. So we are going to take advantage of all the state apparatus or apparati to make sure that we can fertilize our project, to make it move faster. We categorize all the processes so they also run faster. And then we come up with a grand project. But it is at a very early stage. So any leakage of such information would be miscarriage to our pregnancy. And we should take clear notice of it.
Well, thank you very much. If I actually, it is very important. It is a life risk project. If this information goes in the wrong hands, many of you are going to have your career stopped. Many of you are going to end up in Mabosu, in Makinde. You're going to end up in Mabosu, in Runyo, in Tebe. Some of you are going to end up in Mbuya. Some of you will end up in Bombo. Some of you are going to sleep in your graves. So you have to be extremely careful not to release information. Very careful to release, to protect this information. Please proceed, my brother.
Thank you very much. I think you all know the military code. You break it, you die. You break it, you die. All of your project leaders, whoever is here is a project leader. We don't have raw end operatives in this meeting. So you know what to do. You know what to do. But to reserve all the names, we use aliases, and we are you are all very familiar with it. So, as we have taken the platinum, we call platinum the top boss. Then one gentleman with whom I came is the deputy of this project. So it all begins. It is a tough exercise, but we must do it. And the protection and the progress of this project is going to be to totally rely on secrecy and efficiency. So wherever you are, be present but remain invisible. That is the principle. Be present but remain invisible. That is what we should be looking at. So you take note that we are out of time. We need bosses that are going to care about your families. We need bosses that are going to take care of this country, not the selfish ones, not those who are self-centered. So that is what we're looking at. Everybody has assumed that all of us who come from the West should support the status quo. If we look beyond this, there is no single empire that can never collapse. This is not even a dynasty yet. It is already cracking. And Ukedea must wipe the floor with the status quo. As simple as that. So we should not allow the continuity of a status quo unless it is Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in charge. The mirror image of the status quo should be at least one of the first sons to take charge, because at least they can interact with all the other regions so easily. They can bring down the entire conspiracy that has been running for generations, where just a few members of the family will accumulate a lot of wealth. That is what we think. Why should another Taiwa also become a very important man in the same sequence from the West? East should take up. Central should remain in their mediocrity position. As simple as that. So let the East come on the plate. They're going to bring very close the North and the Western areas. Then we create a new breed of leaders. Very important leaders. We are tired of the cow economy, where everybody in the position of power is looking at Uganda as a cow. They know when to milk it, when it must feed, when it must be dipped. No, that should stop. The cow economy, the cow mentality should end with the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. At least some of the members of the first family are well versed. Some of them started their lives in Europe. Well versed, their perception is very different, and they are really doing the best to see that everything progresses very, very well. So that is where we are heading. So let us take up this responsibility as responsible Ugandans. Many of you here don't come from the East, the West, and I saw you, many of you were very shocked to see that I come from the West, and I'm right here. Yes, people like Taiwa should not come anywhere above the current positions where they are. They shouldn't.